I think when you're looking at the effect of Rachel Reeves' stubborn tax increases and her mismanagement of the Treasury, it's important to turn away from the spreadsheets and to look at the real cost. And today there's news about an inquest into a man, a barn, a death that should never have happened. John Philip Charlesworth, known to his friends and family as Philip, took his own life on the 29th of October last year. He was 78, a farmer in Silkstone near Barnsley, a career that he loved, a carer to his dying wife, a man tormented by the spectre of inheritance tax imposed by Rachel Reeves. In the final months of his life, Mr. Charlesworth was consumed by one topic: what would happen to the farm after he died. There's no idle worry with Rachel Reeves' budget rumoured to impose a 20% inheritance tax on agricultural assets worth more than £1 million. Philip feared the farm would be broken up, sold off and lost to his children and grandchildren. He wasn't a lobbyist or an accountant. He wasn't part of a landowning dynasty. He was a working farmer doing the early mornings, the late nights, helping his son run the farm while he tended to his wife, who had severe dementia and cancer. And the family said he wasn't going to let the government beat him. He died alone in a barn, and his son found him. We're often told that tax is the price we pay for civilization, but what if that tax is levied so clumsily, so opaquely, that it leads to a man to believe that civilization is slipping through his fingers? And this was not a wealthy industrialist looking for a loophole. This was a grandfather, a bell ringer, a Yorkshireman who hadn't taken a holiday in years because he didn't want to leave the land he loved. Mental health in the farming community is already on a knife edge. Suicide rates among farmers are consistently 3 times the national average. Long hours, unpredictable weather, volatile markets, and now a government policy framed not as reform, but as punishment. And the coroner, Tanika Rawdon, didn't hedge her words. She concluded that it was the looming inheritance tax, not just caregiving stress, that was decisive in Mr. Charlesworth's suicide. And he's not alone. In 2023, 62 farmers took their own lives in England and Wales. That's more than one a week. Rachel Reeves' team insists that small family farms will be unaffected, but even her own allies admit the messaging has been abysmal, the lack of clarity, the abysmal absence of timely detail, the inability to reassure. All of this has fanned the flames of panic. Farmers have told MPs, if there was a rope in the corner of this room, I would use it. Others ask whether their families can afford for them to live beyond April 2026. This is the result of a policy disconnected from the soil, from the soul, from the sacrifices of rural life. And the death of Philip Charlesworth is not just a personal tragedy, it's a political failure. The government said inheritance tax reform would fund the NHS. But what are the costs to the countryside's mental health? What of the social fabric torn apart when a multi-generational farm is lost to pay a bill based on arbitrary thresholds? One farmer put it simply, they're taxing the dead to pay for the dying. Is this the best that Britain can do? We honour our armed forces with medals and ceremonies. We honour our teachers with platitudes. But our farmers, those who produce the food we eat, who live and die by the land, are met with taxes and silence and contempt from this government. John Philip Charlesworth died trying to protect his family from a government policy he could neither understand nor survive. If the price of inheritance is despair, if the price of farming is fear, then this tax is not progressive, it's destructive. And Rachel Reeves needs to answer for this, not to lobbyists, not to think tanks, but to the families burying their dead and to a countryside that feels utterly betrayed by her and by the party she represents. He thought he was doing it for the greater good, said his son. I don't agree with that, but he thought he was saving the farm. That was his final hurrah. So I hope that his sacrifice will not be in vain.